Welcome to part number 4 of the Mega Man 03 Hard S-Rank Challenge. We're in the Oceanic ruins, and in this stage we actually have a mission objective, which we didn't have in the first couple of stages. You have to step on these 4 switches that are in the same spot every time, located throughout the level, and these switches will lower the water level. If you're too slow, the boss will actually destroy them inside his spiked ship type thing, so you have to be really fast, which really isn't a problem for this challenge since one of the requirements is to go fast, so yeah, not much of an issue. Just make sure you memorize where all the switches are and you should be good. When you lower the water, you come to a problem here. You can't get over this spiked wall. However, if you use the recoil rod against the ground, you can get an extra tall jump, which will help you get over that barrier. Otherwise, you have to wait for the boss to come in and destroy some of those barriers so you can get past him. Here's the mini-boss of the stage, and this mini-boss actually has more attacks than most bosses. He has this laser attack that just goes from one corner to another. Just hop up in the corner and you should be good. Other times he'll shoot out a bunch of arrows at you. Stand slightly to the left or right of him and you should avoid it every time. He'll grab the walls and make some rocks fall. Just watch out for that. You shouldn't have an issue there. He tries to grab you sometimes, which isn't too hard to avoid. Just dash to get out of the way and you should be fine. If he does grab you, he does quite a bit of damage to you, so make sure you avoid that. He also has a large amount of health, more than most mini-bosses, so practice this guy before you come into this stage, because he can give you some trouble. I know a lot of attempts, he gave me a lot of damage and I had to restart, but once you get the hang of him, you should be able to defeat him without taking much damage. Maybe one hit or two, but you should be okay. It's not that bad. Moving on to the second half of the level, it's much like the first half. You have to press 2 more switches and the boss will be coming in his ship. Those scuba diver enemies, those are quite annoying on hard mode because they take multiple hits to take out, and yeah, that's not good, especially when you have to complete the stage really fast. But just 2 swings and they will go down just fine. You don't have to kill all of them, so just pick and choose which ones you want to kill. They only have one basic attack, it's just a spear, so you should be okay. The advantage of pressing all 4 of the switches in the level, besides getting all the points, is that it actually makes the boss easier. It will lower the water level in the boss room, and a lot of his attacks will be much easier to defend against if the water is lowered all the way. So for this guy, sometimes he'll shoot out a bunch of missiles, however they are completely ineffective in the shallow water. Other times he'll climb up the ceiling and drop some mines on you, also not very effective with the shallow water. He likes to shoot out a giant ice shard at you. Just jump on the wall to avoid that. And then he'll go up to the ceiling, he'll crash in the middle of the room, and a bunch of ice shards will go in different directions. It shouldn't be too hard to dodge, and if you lower the water level, you will not have any trouble with this boss whatsoever. Getting a 100 on the stage is kind of tricky, but it shouldn't be too bad. If you work at it enough, you will surely get it in due time. Anyways, up next is Old Residential, so I'll see you in part number 5.